Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com.
Welcome to Duel Review. We have a wonderful week for you, starting off with Age of Apocalypse for the comic, followed by Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013 for the video game, and then on our focal point, we're going to look at the Marvel reboot.
That's right. Our anime this week is Chrome-Shelled Regios, and our movie is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Oh, that's a good table.
Welcome to Monday, the 9th of July. We are doing Age of Apocalypse.
That's right, 2012.
2012.
Most people that follow comics know about the Age of Apocalypse event, Marvel. Really good event. You know, a lot of people like it. I was interested in this. It's not really a reboot, but just kind of a, I don't know, a different telling of it. I guess it would be like the Ultimate Universes, maybe, you know what I mean? Like it's a different world, you know, whatever.
It's not the Ultimate
setup.
Yeah, it's not the Ultimate Universes, just to clarify, but it's kind of like that where it's...
Yeah, right. It's just unique. It's kind of out of place with everything else, but it is in the future, and you know, of course, it is also, you know, Apocalypse is dead now, right. And Wolverine has become Omega, whatever it is.
I think it's just Omega Overlord. Omega Overlord.
Yeah, Overlord, that's what
Omega
it is.
Overlord.
Yeah, and so, anyway, I want to check it out. David Lapham is the writer. He's done...
Stray Bullets. It's a great series. Check it out.
Which I don't know that one. I need to check it out. And
it's
then
pretty good.
Roberto de la Torres, who is a very unique artist. You know, you know his stuff when you see it. So I'll have Nick show you the covers and then take one out and you can show you some of the art. So, Age of Apocalypse, again, it happens after Apocalypse is dead. Wolverine is taken over, and Wolverine and Jean Grey were married. So now they're on separate sides. Another thing that's happened is Jean Grey and Sabretooth are now on the same side. They're the good guys. And they lose their mutant powers. So the humans have been hunted to extinction. In fact, the only remaining ones that fight, well, the group that we follow is called instead of like the X-Men, it's the Exterminated, right? Exterminated.
Yeah,
Exterminated. So that kind of tells you, you know, they're very, you know, facing big odds. Jean Grey and Sabretooth are now part of this group, but Sabretooth, for these first 5 issues or whatever, he's in jail. They don't trust him yet. Victor Creed. But Jean Grey gets the opportunity to serve, but she has to face, you know, not having any telepathic ability. So that's a little weird for her. But of course, you know, they... you know, they imply that she has a greater understanding of telepaths, so she might be able to be really valid on the team. She learns to fight and all that stuff. Fire. So the fun of this book is to see all the people who survive, the people who are brought back, spoiler kind of.
Right.
And it's fun because the humans, you know, are related. Like we have Fiend, who is related to the Trask, and we have Prophet, who's like the main human, who's related to William Stryker.
Right.
So it's humanity's last stand, basically, essentially.
That's so good.
And Wolverine is not a huge part of it, at least not yet. And this is another thing I want to get to, is I don't know how long this is going to be, especially now with this reboot, which we're going to talk about on Wednesday.
Check us out on Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to continue. I hope so, because it's outside the scope of what they're... I shouldn't say reboot, because they're always like insistent that it's not a reboot. It's a jumping in point for people. It's a continuation after the catastrophic events of AVX. So anyway, Age of Apocalypse, great art. Again, Roberto de la Torres, you know his art. It's very gritty. That's part of why I picked up the book. But it's also part of what made me a little hesitant. I don't know why. I saw Beast, I think. I saw Dark Beast and thought it was Wolverine for a second. I'm like, well, that's a really interesting take on Wolverine. But anyway, so the 5 issues that I have, it's 5, right? Not 6?
I believe it's 5, yes.
Yeah. It's only 5 yet. In these issues, Dark Beast is working on bringing back some of Apocalypse's past soldiers, you know.
Right. People who have died, he's trying to resurrect.
Mostly the X-Men, so like Colossus and Cyclops and, you know, whatever. He's trying to bring these back, and so some are successful, some maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to find out. So anyway, I really enjoyed this series. I'm a fan of the original, you know, Age of Apocalypse, or the Apocalypse stuff, the storyline.
Yeah.
It took me a little while to like Apocalypse. He's kind of goofy looking to me.
Don't you have an Apocalypse?
I do. I have the big Build-A-Figure that if you bought some of the other Marvel figures, it came with like an arm. That one came with a leg, and then you put it all together.
That's huge.
They had a Sentinel too, which I want to get the Sentinel. I got that one out of the box for like really cheap because someone had just they'd thrown away the other figures or sold them or whatever. And this was left over, so I got it for like $10 or something.
Maybe we should show it.
So anyway,
some other time.
he just likes toys.
I do.
Solid book. Recommend it highly. Again, I don't know if they're going to continue. I've heard that maybe they'll stop at 7, but we'll see.
Yeah, how are they going to stop at 7? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe Jean Grey will get her powers back or something. I don't know.
And then what? Decimate everything? Well, that's kind of where I thought it was going at the end of the
We got the Hulk shows up, which is kind of fun, but it's not. He's not even called Hulk, so it's like this totally different thing.
Yeah, it's called the Thing,
isn't he? Yeah, he is called the Thing.
He's called the Thing,
like a rage thing or something.
Then where the hell's the Thing?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to take those liberties. But I like this new group of characters. Horror Show, which is really fun to me. He is the son of Victor Creed, Sabretooth. So that's fun. Yeah, we haven't seen much from Sabretooth. I've always kind of thought that those big balls on his collar were kind of goofy. Like, I don't really know what that's about.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
So I kind of
channels his chi.
Not really looking forward to that part. But
here's some cool gritty scenes. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's really cool. I like that. Very gritty.
So
really
storyline so far fun. The last comic kind of takes it into a different place where I'm still okay with it, but I really like that first storyline in the first 4 comics.
Yeah.
Anywho. I guess that's it for. What do you think about it?
Well, yeah, I definitely have some things to say. First of all, it talks about Apocalypse as a force. See, I'm not a huge fan of Apocalypse, so I don't know these things. But apparently, just like the Phoenix Force, Apocalypse is its own force, and it gets passed on from one person to another. So when Apocalypse dies,
it's called a seed, and it's like corruption or whatever gets inside you. I don't know if it's actually Apocalypse. It might just be his gene or whatever.
Right. Well, maybe
Apocalypse, it has no consciousness. I mean, we see the Shadow King.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool because the Shadow King is like under Wolverine's thumb, and he's vying for power in number 5. He's kind of vying for power with another very powerful telepath kind of situation, and that's interesting.
Well, the point that I was trying to make is so in the Marvel Universe, you have the Phoenix Force, which is, destroy and rebirth. Then you have the Apocalypse Force, because that's kind of like where I saw them leading it, which is curious to me. First of all, both of these things are mutants, so they attack mutants, or they, take on the form, or they...
Phoenix isn't a mutant.
No, but Phoenix goes after a mutant. So if Apocalypse is a force, why is it going after a mutant as opposed to anyone else?
It's not a force. I don't know what you're talking about. Because, Apocalypse has always had the ability to corrupt,
Right.
That's where we get Archangel and Dark Beast and all that stuff. So I don't know why you see it as a force. It never really is described as a force. It's described as a seed. It's just that Wolverine was in the position to kill Apocalypse because Apocalypse had been regressed to a child.
Right.
And when he did so, it corrupted him. Yeah.
But that's a spoiler, and I don't know if you should say that.
Yeah, well, I think everybody knows that. I mean, they start the issue with him being corrupted by the Apocalypse seed, so...
I was just wondering if, Marvel would put in, like, a creating force, as they always do these destructive forces. Why not a creating force? And I know that they have, their version of the god, the one above all, I think he's called, the one above all. I know there's that, but, you don't really see a really strong creating force. There's always destructive forces, and comics always do that. There's always the destruction. You have to overcome the destruction. Well, why can't there be creation? And then you have to decide, because that's kind of
it's interesting. Story.
I mean, do I allow this creation or do I not allow
creation? Is typically evil because it's bad creation.
Right.
So maybe the moral of the story is, we shouldn't create life. I don't know. That is interesting. Interesting thought, but anyway, so this is one of those ones that could easily sneak by you. Maybe a lot of people just didn't picked it up because the AVX stuff is going on. Right. It had nothing to do with that kind of thing. But I wanted to bring it to your attention because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to continue following it as long as it goes, unless it really pisses me off somehow, like Batman. Hopefully, did not.
Yeah, when's that one come out? I can't.
Next week.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is a really great book. You know, it talks a lot about the one thing I didn't understand was Daredevil. I mean, I guess he must have been corrupted by Apocalypse because he fights on the side of Apocalypse, even though Apocalypse, or not Apocalypse, but you know, Wolverine, the mutant side, even though he's not a mutant, you know, he's just a gifted person, but he seems to have his own.
Well, there are no mutants resisting that I can. There are a couple of mutants sympathizers, but none of them resist. So
Right.
yes, I think that Apocalypse's seed has been fairly total. Like everybody sees it as this is the correct evolution of humanity or whatever
Right.
is mutant kind. So all the humans are pretty much just to be exterminated. And yeah, it is interesting to see. I actually like him better than I do the good Daredevil. I find him more compelling as an evil character.
Huh.
Just because the whole sight thing is just whatever.
Yeah,
I have my own issues with Daredevil.
Daredevil,
So.
yeah.
And his name is appropriate, you know, Devil. But anyway, I have a lot of fun with this, and it will be interesting to see. I'm assuming that at some point Jean Grey is going to get her powers back, and so is Sabretooth. I don't know. We'll see. But it was also fun to see Sabretooth, like, having to heal, like, regularly, and that's part of why he's just in prison and kind of on the sidelines right now is because he got effed up, you know?
Yeah.
And he couldn't just heal about it. It was like, oh, got to get used to that. But anyway, yeah, this is, the weird, I guess you probably can't see that, the
Weird
goofy
balls.
collar. I don't really understand that, but maybe it has some specific purpose and I don't know it yet. Or
Well, several
I missed it in the other comics.
several characters have had something similar. Like Juggernaut has that, doesn't he? And Magneto had the balls.
I don't recall.
Maybe
the
that is.
Magneto did, yeah, but I don't
Maybe
know about
that is-
Juggernaut. I don't think Juggernaut. This is a good book. This is one of the books that I'm excited about personally, and I just we keep running into things that I'm hopeful, but then they let me down. So far this hasn't let me down. We'll see what happens with the reboot. Check us out on Wednesday. More to say about that. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Tell us what you think.
Check out our wares at spiderwolf.com. We have t-shirts. T-shirts. I always screw this up. T-shirts.
Yes, you do.
Uh,
We should just not say that.
Correct.
Buy our wares on Spiderwolf.
Buy our wares on
.com, and
spiderwolf.com. Check out Duel Review.
Are you doing is there a spotlight today or a filler today?
That is a very good question. I believe it would be a filler.
Check out a comic related thing.
I think
today.
it's going to be filler.
on the
In fact,
show.
you brought up Doomsday. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Doomsday today.
All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. See you later. I feel bad. I don't want to hit Croc. Like I honestly did. I fought. Up next, it's Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013.
Welcome to Duel Review. We have a wonderful week for you, starting off with Age of Apocalypse for our comic, followed by the video game Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013, I'm sorry, and the Marvel reboot for our focal point.
It's actually Planeswalkers, not Planewalkers.
Planeswalker.
This is a
Planeswalkers.
3 S's.
That's 30.
Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Welcome to Duel Review. We have a wonderful week for you, starting off with Age of Apocalypse for our comic, and then Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013 for our video game, and then on our focal point, we're going to take a look at the Marvel reboot.
That's right. Our anime this week is Crumbshell Reggie. Sorry, man. You had it. Did you look down?
I did not.
Focal point.
I don't think so. I think yeah.
My fault. Bad me.
Don't worry about it. Don't do that.
Oh, wait. Sorry. It's so uncomfortable.
Doing it the other way.
Yeah, for some reason. All right, go ahead. That's what you do.
I start off like this, but then I flail about. Don't know what
Like
to
on
do.
spring. All right. Sorry. I gotta be classic. I like classic Coke. None of that new Coke crap.
Oh,
Can't do it.
okay. Oh, you stood him up. I didn't even see you do that.
I did for you.
Thank you. It's Killer Croc. He's watching us.
Check out my one shot.
I thought you were going to do more music next.
Yeah, I decided not to.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do both because I don't know how much I could really talk about.
I might talk about this, but then music.
And related to that, a new band called.
The Killer Croc.
There's no band with Croc in it, I don't think.
There might be.
Actually, probably, yeah, it's probably like Swedish death metal or something.
Or a country band.
Alright. Cajun, you mean?
Oh, yeah, I guess we'll
That'd be horrible. Actually, there's no crocodiles in the U.S., so.
No, they're all alligators. What's the difference? I don't know.
Gators. Gators have much broader noses and other things. They have lasers.
Laser beam.
Yeah, America. Fuck yeah. I feel bad. I don't want to hit Croc. Like I honestly did. I like balked.
It's like, oh no!
So I'm gonna move him. But that's what your plan was, because you don't care. It's my toy. You don't care.
I didn't spend $80 on it.
Croc blocked me.
That was great. Croc.
Get a Croc who's standing by Nick. See my one shot this week. Roar. Roar.
Yes, he did that. That was him.
Blocker.
Croc blocker.
We did it!